What up, guys? My name is Kong, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2021 Dune. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve. If I can't say his last name, but it is you can say the reboot or the retelling of the story Dune. So I'm just gonna let you guys know that I've seen the 1984 Dune, and I'm gonna watch this. I saw this one. So, let's talk about what I did like about this movie. What did I like? I like the music score here. Most of the time, it's good. It's well matched. What else did I like? I like the ship design. I like the armor. Even though the armor the soldier wears seem a little bit simple. But I liked it. It's sometimes simple is good. It's better actually. I like like I said. I like the ship design. Some of the technology that they have. The shield, the body shield. I thought that was better executed here. Is some of the scenes are very cinematic, very it's just done with a purpose, I like that here. I like what else did I like? I like the Fremen people. I like the desert scene. It feels like you are actually at the desert. The warm design look very, 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 very good. And aesthetically, this movie overall is much, much more pleasing to watch. More expensive, more technologically logical advanced than the other movie that the 1984. Not just for even the 1984, but for the story itself. You could tell that the technology is really, really high advanced, and you get a sense of the politics involved, the sense of a little bit of threat. What else did I like? I like the sort of Paul's journey, a little bit of Paul's journey. I'm just trying to think of things that I like about this movie, guys. That's it. So let's talk about what I don't like about this movie. Is that it's still as confusing. I say maybe less confusing, maybe equal or less equal. Confusing, but I feel like the 1984 was a little bit more confusing. Here is less, but I feel like we're missing information. We're missing critical information or critical and important information about the movies and the characters. So I feel like it's a sense that there's missing, and information is missing. There's not a full story. What else? The characters that you are supposed to be, you care for, like Duck in Idaho. There's another guy you don't really care. The father you don't really kind of care about. The Benedict Jesuit, I just didn't really care about her. I didn't feel threatened by her. Didn't feel like she was integral into the story. The Emperor, you don't see the Emperor. The Baron doesn't seem imposing, doesn't seem methodical, doesn't seem a plotting person, an evil person. It's just the overall the people here don't quite have depths. They really superficial. Maybe we get to see a little bit more in the second movie, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. The character here just doesn't. It's not well developed, I would say. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I just couldn't tell. It's just there doesn't seem to be dimension to the character. It seems like the characters are really just flat. There's no story, no backstory to any of the characters. It is as if we are expected to know what's going on, and fortunately, that's sort of drawback or the flaw of the movie. So I did not like that. Uh, the action sequence are okay at best. If it feel like this movie you gotta watch in a big theater to really see sort of everything that's happening in this movie. And as great as it is, as great as the technology that we have today, it doesn't show the scale of the warfare, because in any war is it's a big event. It's a big terrible event that happened. But here we don't quite get to see the terrible event. We see a few explosions there and there, some lasers and stuff like that, but nothing that would show the Barons more superior military technology might. Their technology might. You just don't quite see here. You can't tell the disadvantage that the Baron has. Obviously, the Atreides have military skills and they're more disciplined, but despite of that, I just didn't feel any real threat to the Atreides or to either party. So that was kind of lackluster. The Paul character, it doesn't quite feel as like an actual character. I feel like he feels. I know I'm saying a lot like I feel, but it's just the character just doesn't quite have sort of the level of intelligence or maturity and insight. I mean, he sort of does gain insight toward the end of the movie, but it just doesn't have good characters or good backstory on the character at all. So, and then I want to just talk about the last thing, that this movie is only part one, so it's not a complete movie, and so it's just quite. It didn't really tell the whole story. It doesn't feel like it's a story of its own, but then it's a second story. Like Lord of the Rings, you could tell that this is the end, and this is another movie that you have to you can watch and understand, or even like the mate, that or Star Wars. But here it just feel like you're left behind. You're left to really just wait for the next movie, for the part two to come out. So in a sense, you're left hanging. So, guys, what would the rating I give this movie, Dune? I give it a 5 out of 10 at best. I feel like the character didn't do anything in this movie. That even though they did do some, it doesn't feel like it was important. It wasn't eventful. It didn't feel impactful. It didn't change the character's motivation or anger or progression. The movie feels very, flat. It seems flat. It sounds. The scores are good at most part. But the characters just doesn't quite seem real. It seems flat. It seems almost boring, And this is a 2 hour and 30-minute movie, and you have to. I watched it. I was just like 2/3 in, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't watch it at the ending because there's nothing that is revolutionary, not even revolutionary or emotional or enlightening, to say it, so to speak. It's just not. It doesn't have any of that here. It just feel clean. It feel I would say withdrawn. Not withdrawn, but it feel. You could tell that it doesn't have that grittiness, that dirtiness, that the black and white, black and gray situations, experience, and stories, and that sort of thing, interaction. It doesn't have here. It's just almost as muddy out, or it's left out. So 5 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend you watching Dune. I almost want to say you should watch 1984. I feel that was much more better, more I would say more what's the word for the 1984 is more, it has variety, or it has gamut. You know, we have a range of craziness and sadness and all that. Check it out in my 1984 movie reviews. But this Dune is just a little subdued, maybe a little too much. So 5 out of 10, guys. Please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channels. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much, and take care, guys. Bye bye.